What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Getting Technical. I'm Raleigh, joined by Nick and Julian. I think this is episode 53. It's been a minute since we recorded, but we're back. How you guys doing?
Bro, I'm doing pretty good, man. Knicks lost. I mean, the frauds got exposed. They're not a top 5 team. Hey, I'm living on cloud 9, and then the champs are gone. I couldn't be happier.
The funniest thing is, like, this dude says he's a Knicks fan as his second favorite team.
No, I am. I just like to see you guys, He
wants to see us down with him. He wants us down. Misery loves company.
He's a
Misery loves company.
He's a certified hater.
Nah. I mean, I guess we could start with the Knicks. I mean, they lose to the Pacers, blow the 3-2 lead. It sucked.
Yeah.
For us, but kind of expected, I think. I mean, I think at Game 7 within the first quarter, at this point, I mean, you saw Hartenstein holding his hip. He was clearly. I hope that he was hurt, because if not, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, you could. I think even like Dante went down in the first quarter too. Like he went down and looked like he was hurt, or it just felt like in that first quarter, everything that could have gone wrong just went wrong, and we were just down big by then. And then credit to Indiana, T.J. McConnell. Who else had a good game? Even Neesmith had a pretty good game. I mean, Nembhard too. They just didn't. It was 67% shooting. It was insane. It was it was an NBA record. So I think it was tough, but we lost that Game 7, and it's the health thing. Like I said, if we were healthy, it would be better. But I never once said that the Knicks were a top 5 team throughout the season.
I have group chat evidence to refute that.
I think the facts is if the Knicks are fully healthy, which they aren't.
Yeah.
They're a top 5 team in the NBA. But it's an if, and unfortunately we're not in the game of ifs.
But also,
there's a lot of ifs that you could throw around. So,
but I never treated the Knicks as if we were a top 5 team, even when we were at our healthiest.
His argument with Joe didn't make sense to me. That they were saying is Joe literally was saying, if the Knicks are fully healthy, they're a top 5 team. That's what I agree with. Him saying, okay, congrats. They're missing 5 players or whatever it is. They're not a top 5 team with all these guys hurt. They're just not.
And if my grandma had balls, she'd be my grandpa.
Okay.
All right. So listen, we're talking hypotheticals here. The Knicks lost. They have a bright future. They gotta get another guy. They can't run it back. That's my take on this. But
yeah, I think they're going to be aggressive this summer. I don't think they're going to force anything. I don't think if something isn't there, I don't think that the Knicks just make a move to make a move. But they're going to, I think, definitely explore it. I think for the Pacers, though, talking about them, I mean, they obviously, they've had a great season now. They made it to the in-season tournament championship. They are now in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're tied at halftime as we're recording this. But the one player who stuck out to me like crazy is T.J. McConnell, the first player in NBA history to peak in his year 32 season. Because this dude is just playing so well right now. And it's just every time you watch him, whenever he comes into the game, the momentum shifts towards Indiana. And it's if you're looking at the box score, you're not going to tell. But if you're watching the games, this guy is shifting the game for them every single time. The Indiana's bench has been the reason why they are this far. It's not their starters. They come in and they get 50 points a game from their bench. And guys like TJ McConnell, he was guarding Brunson probably as good as anyone was. And when in the first 2 games when they took him out, that's when the Knicks came back and won those games. And I don't know, dude's he's been really good.
I do think it was a part of a matchup with TJ, because I definitely think that he had a dream matchup against the Knicks, playing against a handful of guards and smaller guards at that. I think was very helpful to him. But I also think that he might also not really have that much of a role in this series. I didn't get a chance to see that much of the first half.
He's playing well already.
Yeah,
he's playing well. Right when he came in, the bench immediately was high impact for the Pacers.
Understood, but I don't know how feasible he is for an extended series when he has to guard bigger players. Yes, I do. I think he has the heart and desire to do it. Sure, but I think that the Knicks matchup was a great matchup for him, just to be able to guard somebody who's right around his same size.
For sure, yeah.
And listen, he played his ass off. He offensively, we could not stop. He was incredible. It felt like he was a just like could get anywhere he wanted on the court and finished every fucking jump shot he took.
Yeah, I don't know what his contract situation is. I don't know if he's a free agent. I haven't done the research, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a team like the Suns who desperately need a point guard going after TJ McConnell. Because look, is he going to be the star that they? No, they don't need star power. They need a guy who's going to come and play good defense, distribute the ball, get them 12 to 15 points a game, just play with high energy, bring that intensity that I don't think the Suns really have. So I don't know, something to look out for. Just something it crossed my mind as I was watching the game. I thought it was interesting. You guys want to talk quickly about the Nuggets and the T-Wolves?
Yeah, sure.
I think we can just maybe run through the matchups that just happened. Then we can touch on some other stuff. What's going on right now? Nuggets blow a 20-point lead at home to the Timberwolves. One of the craziest comebacks I've seen. I thought it was over.
It felt weird too because obviously the star of that Minnesota team didn't have the greatest game.
No, he had a bad game.
He played poorly.
He had a bad game.
He had a good fourth quarter.
Bad game is tough to say when he
got carried, bro.
He won the game for them.
He was really bad in the first.
Down the stretch, did he not shift the balance of the game?
He had great shots, but that steal by Mike Conley, a lot of the plays that he ended up hitting that big three, it's like he didn't create that play. That play was created by his teammates playing great defense. But he ended up hitting the shot.
He's also wide open.
He was wide open.
And then he started screaming at some old dude who was just minding his business. And then everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Lasan Al-Gaib!" Like, bro, no, like he's not him. He's not like. I think people are giving him.
He's
a lot
not
more props.
him. He's crazy.
No, he's him. He's him. But in that specific game, I think Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, Cat especially, they willed that team to victory just by grinding.
I think saying he had a bad game is tough to say after because you can tell he's the emotional leader on that team. He sets the tone for that team. If he's not on the court, I don't think they don't come back like that. Sure. Did he shoot 6 for 24 and have a bad game? Yeah,
he missed 18 shots. That's 18 shots.
No,
18 shots.
6 for 24. It's
I also
he hit big time shots.
He hit big time shots, and I think he helped his team win the game.
For sure.
Sorry, Mr. Box Score slut over there, but
he did. But he was
terrible
terrible in the first half, and they were down 15 like the Knicks. Although they came back
exactly, but then he willed them. I think he had a big part in willing them back.
He didn't will them, but he had a big part, of course. Yes. But one of the things that I feel like most interesting. So out of the 4 teams in the conference finals right now, the Celtics, they just didn't really have any challenges. They played injured teams, but in the past, we've always seen it's this big 3, the bench players don't really matter. And now it's you look at Dallas, you look at Minnesota, you look at the Pacers, and it's all of those teams, the reason why they're where they are right now is because their role players and their bench players were able to really make a massive impact and help those guys because we saw games where Luka and Kyrie struggled. Kyrie had 2 9-point games against OKC.
Yeah.
They won, I think, at least one of them. Luka was hobbled. He played well, but, he's clearly not 100%.
Definitely.
And then you go and you look at, Indianapolis, and that's just a team that I feel like they've got 10 guys.
Indianapolis.
I don't know why I just said that, but
No, I do.
I think it's just from the Colts. It just came out. It was just
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. It just came out of my mouth.
But
hey, yo.
But I definitely do think that's crazy. I definitely do think that it is kind of showing the end of an era with the big 3. Mm-hmm. Because even if you peel it back a little bit, the Knicks, we had Brunson, but it wasn't Brunson was winning us games, but the contributions from Josh Hartenstein, it was the role players coming in and helping us get there. I know the Thunder just lost too, but they were there because of their role players. Maybe their ceiling was a little bit limited because of their role players too, but I definitely do think there's a shift with the personnel kind of thought process when it comes to
and it's just team building. There's a lot more talent in the league now.
We keep saying that, but still,
it's just the truth, and it's the league's only going to get better. But it just this playoffs kind of just put it all. It's okay, we're finally at that point where
100%.
The Suns, who are kind of built around 3 players, really 2. It's not sustainable because there's too many good players in the league.
I'd be fine with Bradley Beal as a 6-man, by the way, but.
Bradley Beal's what?
The first 6-man to ever make $50 million a year.
Honestly.
Do you guys blowing a 20-point lead at home, Jokic, I mean,
No.
does it affect anything?
No.
Well, actually, hold on. It doesn't affect Jokic, but it affects Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray had 35.
Who cares? And how many points did he score in the
That's
second half?
Julian that their role players did not show up.
Julian
Michael Porter
will
Jr. was terrible. It was the Joe B. Jinx, of course.
Julian
the
will-
second Joe B. crowned him king, he missed. He didn't even get double-digit scoring.
Whoa. Watch your mouth with Joe B. That's still my boy.
It's still a jinx.
Hey, yo, fuck Joe B, bro.
But
Pussy.
that's crazy.
One of our few watchers.
Julian,
Yo, you gotta clip that, bro. Just said
One of our few viewers.
Jules will do anything to make something fit into his narrative. Like, no, the best player on the team, it has nothing to do with him. But the second best player on the team, has everything to do with him.
It does
here,
when you guys are
clown.
calling him a top 10 player and a possible Hall of Famer.
I
It
said he
does.
could be a top 10 player if he had a massive leap, but they won the.
That
if
is
he won another
fact. Nick
championship,
said
yes.
that. He said if Jamal Murray has a massive leap, has a crazy postseason again, they win the championship. He said he could.
No,
consider him
he's
there.
still not top 10. Maybe you could argue top 15, but he's still not top 10.
It doesn't matter. He didn't even
not-
come
he's still
close.
top-
They didn't even make the West Final.
He's top 15
come on,
without it. He's still top 15.
No,
he's
15
not.
to this day.
No, he's not.
You think Jamal Murray is a top 15 player?
Yes.
No. Okay, all right. Well, listen, we're gonna do a would you rather Jamal Murray now. Like we're just adding to the list.
Yeah, but like, if we're not like Jamal Murray is still a top 15 player.
No, he's not.
But who is he? If he's top 15, there are a few players that he has to be better than. Is he better than Kyrie?
Yes.
No.
Is he better than Brunson?
No.
Is he
yeah,
is he
hold
better
on.
than Donovan Mitchell?
Yes.
Bro,
No.
First of all, he's not. Second of all, Kyrie is better than Jalen Brunson. So by you saying
Kyrie's not better than
Yes,
Jalen
yes,
Brunson.
yes,
No,
he
he's not.
is.
He had 2 9-point games in the last
Yes,
series.
but he's the best finisher around the rim of all time from a guy that size.
So we're
And
talking
also,
about
bro,
all time now.
He's
not
he's
current.
14 in
look
close
at the
that
box
game.
He hadn't been in an elimination game in almost 10 years.
You box score slut. Look at the box score. 9 points, bro.
9 point
Bro,
twice.
So now you're pulling
Box
up that
score
narrative
slut.
to fit your
No,
fucking
bro.
crazy take.
You're the one who sits
When
there
I-
and
when
says that.
When I watch Kyrie Irving, when I watch Jalen Brown play basketball, Kyrie Irving is the better
Jalen
basketball
Brown.
player.
No.
Nobody
mean
was
Jalen
comparing Kyrie to Jalen Brown. You just
I did because
He just said
because he said Brunson was better than
wait, you just said Jalen Brown.
Yeah, you keep saying Jalen Brown, bro.
Yo, he's going on. He's going in 1080. He's going in 1080.
Yeah, what was I talking about?
Bro.
I don't even know.
No, you're saying Jalen Brunson is not as good as Kyrie Irving.
All right, but
Yes.
so is Jamal top 15? You have to be better than some
I don't
really
think
good players.
Kyrie's top 15.
I'm not saying he is either. I'm just saying there are certain people who have to go
100%.
if he's top 15.
I think you take out like I think he was top 15 comfortably before that.
No.
On my list, yeah.
Yeah,
He wasn't in your top
on your
15.
fairy tale
I
list.
think he was like 13.
Let me find it.
All right, so
But
you're
whatever, yeah.
So you're saying if you put Jamal Murray on the Clippers, he'd be the best player on the team.
No, they have Kawhi Leonard.
They have Kawhi Leonard now.
No, okay, so but that like
Kawhi Leonard was in my top 10.
bro, hold on.
All right. I'll find it right here. He had Jamal Murray at 18 on his list.
Yeah, listen.
18?
Yes.
So
Who's not?
So here are the players that you had. Jimmy Butler. Would you all right, let's do the would you rather now. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Might have
So
to.
would you rather Jamal Murray edition? Would you rather Jamal Murray or Jimmy Butler?
Jamal Murray.
Jamal
Right now, yes, Jamal.
Okay,
Jamal Murray.
I would take.
No, you wouldn't.
I would take Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray or Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell.
Jamal Murray.
Donovan Mitchell clears
come on,
him.
man.
That's Donovan. Or another player, Jamal Murray or Tyrese Halliburton. Jamal Murray.
Halliburton.
Whoa!
Halliburton.
Yo! So you're saying Halliburton is top 15?
Potentially.
He has him
You're
at 13 here.
Weird.
Jamal Murray or Jalen Brunson?
I'm taking Brunson, obviously.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
Let's see who else. You had at 15 Anthony Edwards. Jamal Murray or Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Jamal Murray or LeBron?
LeBron.
LeBron.
These are a lot of people, Nick, that we're just putting over.
Bro, I
putting
think
over
he fits
top 15.
He
bro.
fits in top 15.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I mean, okay. Jamal Murray or Tyrese Maxey?
Jamal Murray.
Ooh.
I think I'd go Maxey.
Yeah, I'm going Maxey.
And then let's see, the last one.
I don't think you guys understand like how big a ring means.
I don't think you understand how little a ring means nowadays, bro. Bro, if Tatum wins a ring this year, it ain't that big. It ain't that big, bro.
Because that's funny. Because that was one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Bro, what do you mean? If he wins the ring, it's not that big.
It's really not that big because he got he had easy path to the finals, and then his team's just playing better.
Okay, cool.
So
and then LeBron James.
You mean he has a better team?
Yes, he has a better team.
Yes,
he has a much better team than any team left in the playoffs. You could argue.
Yes.
And, okay, so by him having Drew Holiday, an all-world defender, Jaylen Brown, an all-star, essentially all-NBA player.
He's an all-NBA guy.
Chris Porzingis is probably going to be back for the finals.
Sure.
And he's a former all-star. Says very good game. That's 3. Derek White, 6th man of the year. All these players are on his team.
Yes.
Who are dropping 15 to 20 points a game, and while he drops 21 points a game.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so how does a ring change that? Like, it's just going to be, oh yeah, congrats, Tatum, you have a ring.
I think the big.
You have a good team.
Bro, I don't think you realize, let's look back in history. Like, Jordan won obviously his rings, but you can pick apart all the teams that he beat and all the times that he beat people. And all the like Stockton and Malone were the people he went up against.
I mean, they're good. They're a good team. No one's arguing Jordan, bro.
But what I'm saying, no. I'm arguing Jordan because
a crazy example.
It's Jayson Tatum. It's not Michael Jordan.
I'm not saying Jayson Tatum, Michael Jordan. What I'm saying is that you're sitting there arguing, saying that you're going to pick apart all the matchups that he had and the great team that he's on.
Yes.
You can do that with any star in the
Not
history.
really, bro.
Bro, Michael Jordan had fucking Scottie Pippen, another Hall of Fame basketball player, on his fucking team. So you want
but that's 2 people. He has 4, 5.
4 Hall of Famers on that team.
Not Hall of Famers, but he has.
Okay. So, but let's be serious here. Jayson Tatum winning a ring is not fucking it's not like a little fucking participation trophy. If they win, it's a fucking ring.
I'm not.
Oh my god!
I'm not moved.
So against this trash ass East that you love to fucking push a narrative of, and if Devin Booker next year beats the trash ass East
that makes no
with
sense.
Kevin Durant
That makes
on
zero
his
sense.
team, and 2 All NBA players.
Wait, but that is one thing to your argument. If the East is so ass and the West is so much better, if Jayson Tatum makes the finals and beats a team in the West,
if he beats the Timberwolves, sure, I'll be impressed. And he's
if he beats
Finals
the Mavericks,
MVP. No, he's got to be Finals MVP. By the way, he's got to be Finals MVP. If he's not Finals MVP, ain't no way this ring moves me. If Jaylen Brown wins it, you can't say Tatum's top 7.
Yes, he is.
You can't.
Nah, I'm actually with you. Top 7. There's a lot of talent in the league right now. I feel like someone like Anthony Edwards could push him out of the top 7.
Okay, so if he wins a ring this year, he's not top 7. I want you to tell me the 6 players ahead of him.
No. He said if he doesn't win finals, or he doesn't win the Finals MVP.
If he wins but doesn't win Finals MVP.
Doesn't win Finals MVP.
No, wait,
I'm wrong.
If Tatum drops 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in the finals, and Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP,
sure.
He's not that doesn't move me. He had a mediocre series.
Okay.
Your team beat the Western team. Congratulations, you had a better team. But what did you do?
Okay, box score wise, and I'm sure that's the other thing about Tatum. Box score wise, everybody picks him apart.
Yes, as they should. It's a big part of the game.
Arguably, and this might sound like a crazy take, but I think he is just as a good connector as some dudes like Jokic are on his team. Not nearly because Jokic is another level of connector, but Tatum is one of the only other stars that we have in this league who the ball doesn't get lost in. SGA just basically takes over the offense. It's like a heliocentric offense with every other star player besides Jokic. And then I think Tatum does it to a different extent, not nearly the same extent that Jokic does, but it just looks different. But the team is so fucking good. I don't think if you put Devin Booker on this team, I don't necessarily think that that the team is cohesive as well as it is. And it's things because Jayson Tatum's that kind of star.
I see what you're saying, but I think the reason why it's a benefit and it's a blessing and a curse for Jayson Tatum to be on such a talented team is the fact that when we look at these other teams that have these ball dominant players who have this crazy high usage and they're doing so much, putting up these crazy numbers, when you take a step back and you see Tatum, it's Tatum can disappear and you forget he's in the game for a whole quarter.
Yeah, but
they'll still win.
His
but
team
the
is
other
still
guys,
up by 15.
The other guys
quarter.
have the ball every possession, so it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing for him because he's a part of this great team and he gets to
How much of a curse was it
be
watching
a team
Jalen Brunson?
player? But at the same time, the thing is when he is on a team this talented, if they fall short again and lose in the finals or even in the Eastern Conference Finals, what are we going to do? Because we have to have a conversation about with Jayson Tatum
Drop
about
him out
that.
of the top 7.
No,
out of the top 10.
Out of the top 12.
Out of the top 10?
If
he
Jayson
falls out of
Tatum
top
and
10?
Jayson Tatum and the Pacers, if Jayson Tatum and the Celtics do not make it out of the East, he's not a top 10 player. At some point, you can't lose to the Pacers if you're the Celtics on this team and you're Jayson Tatum.
I agree. It would be a massive hit. I think he falls right at the end. I think 9-10.
No.
It's just like at that point, it's
but
we
then
need to see
who's
something.
falling? Like, because so in my top 10, who rounds out my top 10 are dudes like Curry and dudes like Kawhi.
Sure.
Would you still take Tatum over Kawhi and Curry?
No.
I would take him over Kawhi, but I'm not putting Kawhi Leonard does not play enough to be a top 10, considered a top 10 player. Because the best ability is availability.
Listen, if Tatum loses this series, I'm putting LeBron over him. I don't care.
That's crazy.
I don't care.
I don't think that's
it's
that
not.
crazy.
If LeBron was on the Celtics,
That's
team,
crazy.
They would easily win the finals, in my opinion.
That's crazy.
If if you replace LeBron and Jayson Tatum, the Celtics are easily favorites to win the NBA Finals. I don't think that's a hot take at all.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Sure. All right, get that in, bro.
You're wrong.
Thanks for having my background.
You're just
I got
wrong.
you, but I think that both sides have truth to it, and it's subjective.
And we're also talking about a hypothetical if he loses.
Yeah.
Like, what if they just take care of business and don't lose? What if they just do what they've done all fucking season and everybody's been like, oh, but he's not that good because his team's winning by 15 and he only has like 20 points and the ball's not in his hands. It's in Jaylen Brown's hands and he doesn't have a left. Like what the fuck? Like, just like
you know,
it's
How
fine.
about this? If the Celtics win the NBA Finals easily, and Jayson Tatum is the runaway,
craziest fucking thing.
If they fine. If the Celtics win the NBA Finals and Jayson Tatum is the clear-cut best player in the series, Finals MVP, I think he solidifies himself as a top 5 player.
Whoa, 5 is great.
He solidies
is not
as a top
crazy.
5 player.
Easy, bro.
Yo, Giannis, Jokic, no order. Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. Luka, Tatum. That's not fucking crazy.
It's time for him to show.
Who's ahead of Tatum?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
No, he's not. They just lost to the fucking.
He's better than Jayson Tatum.
No,
he's better
he
than
just
Jayson Tatum.
lost.
Doesn't matter because he has no. Who's the second player from OKC?
Let's say if you put
Jalen
Shea on the
Williams.
Celtics
No,
team,
Chet.
Chet's a rookie.
Bro, and Chet had like 12.
Jalen Williams is the second best player.
But
on the
he
team.
disappeared in the series.
Who?
Jalen Williams.
Yes, because he's in his second year of the league.
Cool, yeah, but like I really don't think that you cannot put fucking Shea over fucking Jayson Tatum. He's putting Shea over Jayson Tatum after winning a ring and winning Finals MVP.
That's not what he
That's what he said.
said.
No, that is what it said.
He said top 5 after.
But also,
no.
Can we hold up for a second? Like, you're supposed to be this huge Knicks fan, and you're like sucking Jayson Tatum's dick right now, bro.
No. He also said that he thinks that Jalen Brunson's gonna fall off.
No. Y'all just talk fucking nuts. Y'all talk
crazy.
I said I wouldn't be shocked, or I wouldn't put my life on it that Jalen Brunson doesn't fall off.
So you said more pro Celtics things today than pro Knicks things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because the Knicks lost on Sunday, and the Celtics are playing in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals.
All right. Enough of this. Let's talk about the Thunder. Because this is something I thought about a lot when I was watching the end of that Game 6. There were a handful of crucial offensive rebounds that the Mavs got, and the whole series you could tell that the Thunder were just missing a center. They didn't have one. They went with Chet, who's a rookie. I mean, obviously, maybe not technically a rookie, but they have all these picks. They have all these assets. They have all these there's all this young talent. And at the trade deadline, their big move was Gordon Hayward, who I think played like 40 minutes the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
If you're Sam Hinkie and you have all this stuff, like we've seen in the past, like these windows aren't as open these windows aren't open as long as people think they are. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the West was winnable for OKC this year, I think. If they had made a real move and made a real push at the deadline. Do I know exactly what that move should have been? No. But I think they should have at least tried. You look at Dallas, like They went and got Gafford and P.J. Washington, and they were huge reasons why they're in the Western Conference Finals. So it's like, Hinkie's always like, oh, he's the best GM in basketball. It's like, at some point, do you put any blame on him for like why they fell short?
So, sure, yeah, like, I'll give it credit, but I also, and I hate to bring this back, because I know you said you wanted us to stop talking about the Celtics, but I think that the mold of the Celtics is a little bit of the reason why OKC's not in any rush, and why a lot of these teams are not in any rush. Because when Boston and your two stars, Tatum and Brown, were thrust into the spotlight at fucking 21 years old, and they were told, hey, you're the stars, you're the chosen one. And at this point, we feel like we've seen Jayson Tatum fall short and Jaylen Brown fall short countless times and need to prove us wrong. And meanwhile, there's still plenty enough in their prime for them to prove us that they still have the championship DNA and that kind of dog in them. Like, you meet a lot of ridicule and it feels like it gets stale.
That's fair.
I don't feel like there's a rush for OKC. I think that rushing the team into it could cause more issues psyche-wise with your best player, which I think is kind of what's going on, what possibly could happen in Boston, and it's kind of accelerated by guys like you guys screaming about Jayson Tatum not being him. But at the end of the day, I think that not rushing your best players into it and kind of happen organically and kind of seeing seeing how it goes, I think it's part of it. Do I agree with it? It's tough to see, but
I just think there could have been Gordon Hayward. That's your move. Like, at least try. Give a little bit of that.
He barely played too. Like they should have got somebody like a Yusuf Nurkic or a Jonas Valanciunas. Somebody like
two teams that were trying to win. I think Valanciunas would be great for them. I think they're the front runners to sign him. I think.
Yeah, but
based on Vegas odds doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but like I agree with Yusuf Nurkic is the funniest thing for you to say.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't want him anywhere.
But like, I just think that like they should have. But like I said, I don't think there's a rush for some of these teams, because I think you also saw what the rest of the team was. Like, as crazy as it sounds, like Giddey, like obviously turned out to be somebody who they're probably going to move off of. You have guys like Chet, who probably a year too early. Jalen Williams a year too early. You put a good center on there. I still think they're a year too early, and I still think that.
I just think they could have beat the Mavs and made it to the West Finals.
Yeah.
And then it's like, once you're there, anything can happen. Because another thing I want to talk about, because the Knicks, obviously the whole storyline was, they're so injured, but Draymond, who we could talk about later because he's just a clown at this point, but he brought up a good, like, it happens every year. And that's something I've always said on this podcast. Like, you just want to be in the mix. You want to give yourself a chance because injuries happen. Like, look at the Raptors ring. Like, they're not winning that ring if KD and Clay don't get hurt. Like, let's be honest. Like, but it just shows how much, like, every year, like, these injuries, bro. It's like, it's crazy how much it affects the NBA. Look at Boston. I'm not saying I think Boston would have easily beaten a fully healthy.
But listen, I'm not, and I'm not gonna take away. I can't be the guy screaming that I think Jayson Tatum winning a ring means a lot, and then minimize what a ring means to an organization. But like, let's look at that ring that Toronto won. After all of that,
it doesn't matter. We can focus on the ring.
And it actually made Masai Ujiri walks around like he's some fucking god who made the earth, and he like thinks that he's the smartest guy in basketball. But meanwhile, he's realized that he can't ask for 6 first-round picks for OG Anunoby anymore, and has to just take the Knicks sloppy seconds, and has to take Julius Randle and
has to give Pascal Siakam away for a first.
Exactly, and you get all this confidence with it. Look at what happened with Kawhi. You just said Kawhi is somebody who can't stay on the court.
No.
His value skyrocketed because of what? Because of the ring. So. Yeah, the ring helps, but at the same time, it can be it is sometimes detrimental to the team. Which is, I'm not saying that winning a ring is bad. I'm not saying that at all. But at the same time, is being thrusted into those situations sometimes causes more pressure, and I think that's what happens with the Celtics, and that's why we're so critical of them.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why maybe Hinkie's waiting. They have so much control over that roster as is. Yeah, could they have made a push a little bit harder? Of course, but I still think they have the control, and I think it's still trending upwards. For them.
No, and one more thing back to the Celtics, because we talked about this, and Julian was saying this, and I've seen a lot of it online. It's like one of the biggest criticisms of the Celtics so far is like they've had this cakewalk run to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's like, isn't that what you kind of get when you're the 1 seed?
Yeah,
like you play to become the 1 seed, so. You get to play the worst team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to have the easiest matchups and the easiest path to the NBA Finals. Like, that's the whole goal. Like, that's why. that's why it's set up the way it is. And obviously, they got lucky with some of the injuries. I don't think the Heat are beating them even with Jimmy Butler. I don't think a healthy Donovan Mitchell and Karis LeVert or Jared Allen. You know, I think maybe it goes 6. I don't think they win the series, but you know, you play in the regular season to get this seeding, and the teams that play instead of the guys who, you know, do the injury load management and they don't care about their seed. It's like,
I mean, that's a good point.
There's a benefit to being the 1 seed.
Like, and to wrap it all up with your point about the Thunder and Hinkie.
Mm-hmm.
If they pulled off a trade and got Jared Allen, say the Cavs blew it up at the midseason and they traded for Jared Allen and they lost, say they still lost to Dallas.
I still think.
How is your optic of SGA? Like how? Like maybe not yours, but like the nationwide like perception of SGA would be he's a guy who couldn't get it done, and like is that something that we should be putting on this on him after the incredible season that he had?
Yeah,
and
no.
Is it fair?
Unfortunately, like that's just the nature of the business, right?
Yes, but I think that timer that you throw on people is part of the reason why you want to kind of see things happen organically. It's crazy. It might sound crazy, but
no, I think there's sense to. I think it makes perfect sense, to be honest. You guys want to do ranking the top 10 players in the playoffs?
Yeah,
so we kind of ran through all those other ones. I got 7 minutes until I have to switch the timer, so I guess I'll start.
Go.
So my top 10 players left in the NBA playoffs. At 10, I have Derek White. 9, I have Rudy Gobert. 8, Siakam. 7, Cat. 6, Halliburton. 5, Jaylen Brown. 4, Kyrie Irving. 3, Jayson Tatum. 2, Anthony Edwards. And 1, I have Luka Doncic.
I think you put Kyrie way too high. And I don't like Derek White in there.
You know what it is? I think the top 3 are so much better than the rest. I think the rest of these guys, you know, you have these top 3 who are super elite players, and then it kind of falls off, and it's like none of these guys move me. Are they great in their roles? Yes. But, like, Jaylen Brown, like, doesn't really move me that much. Halliburton, Siakam, like, these are guys who have great games, but to me, they're not those real stars. Yeah. So it's like, that's what it's like. It's like a lot of role players in like right now. So it's like,
yeah,
I'd rather have Kyrie, I think, in a playoff series than Jaylen Brown.
I don't know.
That's just me. I think
Jaylen Brown carried that team last year.
Kyrie. He was good, but I don't know.
I don't think we've seen Kyrie be that in the playoffs.
He hasn't.
We haven't seen him in like 7 years.
For sure, no, and
or 6 years or something like that.
And he wasn't even good in the last series. Like, let's be honest,
exactly. I think we're just kind of going based off of what the name is with Kyrie rather than
I think some of it's that, and I think some of it's like, well, I think the ceiling for what Kyrie could do is better than Jaylen Brown. I think you could swap those two, but after that, I'm taking Kyrie over Halliburton, taking over Cat, Siakam, Gobert, Derek White, all of them.
I think you're underrating Halliburton, but okay.
Good.
But you're good.
I'll do mine. At 10, I got Obi Toppin. Nah, I'm playing.
No, read off. This is my top 10 players. Say that first.
Okay. So this is my top 10 players for the playoffs left. At 10, I got Jaden McDaniels. 9, I got Rudy Gobert. 8, Pascal Siakam. 7, Tyrese Halliburton. 6, Jaylen Brown. 5, Karl Anthony Towns. 4, Kyrie. 3, Tatum. 2, Ant. And then 1, Luka.
Ours are relatively similar.
Yeah.
I thought about McDaniels. But
Hi, Jules.
Bro, listen,
Jaden McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels, like, I know that everyone will play that Ant clip, but like, he's good as fuck.
Yeah, no,
like,
he's a dog.
I would rather.
He is good.
I kind of rather have him than KD on my team right now.
That's nuts.
Not to win right now, but like for the next 5 years, Jaden McDaniels. He's like good offensively, and he just won second team all defense.
You lost me on the KD.
Bro, the KD one was extreme, but I see what I get the point you're trying to make.
You know,
yes, I should.
In the future, he's probably going to be an all-star.
But dude, he's.
So I'm not giving you. Give you saying, yo, give me Kevin Durant.
It's kind of funny that he said that because there's the Anthony Edwards clip where it's like, they got Kevin Durant, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was contemplating Derek White and Jaden McDaniels, and I kind of just gave Rudy 9 because I was like, just because of his name almost.
Yeah, and he's also the four-time
he won that. And he honestly he had a good Game 7. So good second half of Game 7.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that. You want to go?
Yeah. So for my top 10 players who were left in the playoffs, I went Jaden McDaniels, number 10.
Ooh.
I did. That's why I said that. Naz Reid, number 9. I do think that he's been better offensively because I think that's the biggest push with the Wolves. They don't have any offense when Ant's not going off, so I think they really need him. Number 8's going to be Pascal Siakam. 7, I put PJ Washington.
What?
PJ Washington's been the third best player on that team by a wide margin.
PJ Washington, bro.
All right, keep going.
6 is going to be... Wait, 6 is going to be Cat. 5, Kyrie. Wait. I got to
write
down?
Yo.
No, I didn't really write it down.
All right, you're gonna redo
You
this.
gotta redo it because this is not edible. That's crazy.
Sorry, that's on me.
PJ Washington, bro.
No, because what happened was
try hard thing he said.
Bro, and he didn't put him 10, he put him 6, bro.
Hold up.
Oh,
Bro
man.
had like 6 points in game 6.
Oh, man.
6 points? He didn't have 6 points.
He had 0, and then he hit the 3. He hit like those 2 clutch threes, but he had 0 before that.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Come on, Nick, we're waiting on you, bro.
He didn't write it down.
No, I didn't write it down. I had my top 5 written down.
Bro, there's 5 people, and it was either Jaylen Brown or Kyrie, and then the last, like, 4 were in order. Yeah. Jeez.
Well, I definitely mixed up my bottom 5. That's what it was. My top 10 players left in the playoffs: Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Pascal Siakam, Kyrie Irving, Cat, Halliburton, Jaylen Brown, Ant, Tatum, Luka.
Nah, bro. Yo, he switched up, bro. He switched up, bro. No, he didn't want to get clowns, bro. Yo.
No.
Was that a joke?
I'm not,
PJ
so
Washington?
I actually had PJ Washington at where I had Naz Reid.
Now this, bro. Wait, hold up. No, we laughed at him so bad he wanted to get humiliated.
No.
I keep that one.
Yeah, dude.
No, I have Naz Reid where I put PJ Washington in mine.
That was
Crazy.
I do stand by that though. I do think that PJ Washington
He's
could
been
be
really good, but it's just kind of crazy.
But we're talking about like the difference between Naz Reid and PJ Washington.
Oh,
we're talking about the difference between Jaden
no, but you
McDaniels
had PJ Washington at like
Yeah,
6.
no. Because I'll be honest, I was trying to go off the top of my head and I didn't write it down.
completely fucked it up,
I completely fucked it up.
I was going to say, like, having him at like 10, I would have been like,
No,
all right, whatever. You
no,
had
no.
him at like 5.
Yeah.
No, I think because I said I had Naz Reid on there and you were like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I figured I wanted to put both of them on there. But then I realized I only had 10 players.
God, man. That's crazy. I think the next thing, I mean, we honestly don't, I don't think we're going to go for that much longer. But who do you guys think should be the favorite to win the title? Because it seems like right now the Celtics are, but in my opinion, based on watching, I think that if I was a gambling man, which I'm a terrible gambler, so do not listen to anything I say. I feel like the Wolves right now are the hottest team, and I think that
you're a terrible gambling man.
I'm a terrible gambling man, but also I don't know. Like if the Celtics and the Timberwolves match up, I think I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves.
I'm also going to go with the Timberwolves,
Cool,
personally.
I think the Timberwolves,
and they're going to lose.
Dude, an Eastern Conference team is not winning the finals. I'm
Cool.
sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry to bring it to you,
what
buddy.
makes you think that there's so much
Jules,
better?
you haven't watched like 25 basketball games this year.
And I still know more than you, which is crazy. Which is crazy. But anyway, listen. The Celtics are probably any favorite. They were the best team in the NBA record-wise this year. But the Timberwolves are a better team than the Celtics as a whole. You were just glazing Naz Reid, which is well-deserved glaze. Pause. But like he.
Naz Reid's only on that list because Kristaps is hurt.
Yeah, I would have had Kristaps on that list too.
Yeah, of course.
But he's hurt, and we don't know what he's going to be when he
He's
comes
still going
back.
to be injured
Sure.
coming back.
Yeah.
So I don't like.
But also, if he was healthy, that is also what you get with Kristaps.
If you take the best 5 guys
Yeah,
from the
it is.
Timberwolves and the best 5 guys from the Celtics, the Timberwolves have the better guys.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
So let's go over it. And Karl Anthony Towns, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, and Naz Reid. Those are their 5 best guys, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that they go about 6 or 7 legit rotation guys on that team.
Yeah. And Mike Conley's a great
Mike
facilitator.
Conley's
Hit
great.
shots.
Nikhil Alexander Walker is a great defensive player.
Yeah.
He's up and down
Can
with
hit
his
shots.
offense,
I
but he
think
can hit
the
shots.
Celtics are a complete team. Celtics are more of a complete team.
I don't trust their bigs.
I don't trust the offense it's a fight every time the Wolves play. They unless Ant's going off, which he does have his games where he goes 6 for 24, but like their offense just looks stale and stagnant.
Their defense is going to lock up the Celtics, I think.
Cool. I don't think that you stop. I don't think that they have enough defensive firepower to stop. Like
I think,
they have enough defensive firepower to like slow down Tatum and Brown, but I don't think they have enough to like go like offensive firepower to match them.
But I think what you're saying is like I think the Celtics definitely have like the more talented team, but I think it's like at some point we haven't seen this Celtics team get tested. I guess we'll see if it happens during this Pacers season series. We haven't seen this team get tested this whole playoffs. We have to see how they respond because there's going to be a time where Minnesota is locking them up, running away with the game, and it's like we're going to have to see what happens. Like we have to see how the Celtics respond to getting punched in the mouth because as of right now, they have had no test.
What are you talking about? They got punched in the mouth last year.
And they fucking blew it.
Yep.
They lost to the 8th seed.
And then they came back and were the most dominant team in the NBA this year.
We have to see them do it in the
they haven't
playoffs.
played anybody. And yes, sure, they haven't played anybody else. And the second they go down by 3 points to some team, we want to scream, well, they're cooked. Oh, they're not good anymore.
But we haven't seen them respond. Regular season doesn't mean anything in regards to that.
Yeah.
They're always good in the regular season.
Sure. Yes. For the record, I have the Pacers winning the series, just so you know.
I think that's insane.
I have the Pacers winning in 7.
It's a 1-point game right now. Actually, the Pacers are winning.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. It's 11 minutes to go in the game.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's still impressive.
It's a blowout.
You think it's a blowout? The spread was minus 10.5.
Sure.
That's the classic Jelinas line when he doesn't agree with you, he doesn't want to argue. Sure.
No, you guys are just like we're like just taking a look at the Celtics. Like, I hate defending the Celtics as much as I am. I hate that you guys are like this anti-Celtics, and I'm just like
Mr. Celtics, Knicks hoodie.
I'm just normally
I
know I watch the basketball,
but a real Knicks fan would never glaze the Celtics this much,
Knicks
bro.
fan,
Real Knicks fan would never talk this positively about the Celtics, bro. If I me being a Yankee fan, that's like me saying, "Oh, yo, the Red Sox are so good. They're definitely going to win the World Series this year." Like, nah, it's fuck the Red Sox.
Are the Orioles good and could they win the World Series this year?
They're good, but they're not beating the Yankees. That's the mindset you got to have.
The Celtics don't have to beat the Knicks. The Knicks lost last round. So, yes. All right,
bro.
I think the Knicks wash the trash-ass Celtics if we play them.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be good. You saying Tatum was going to hang 40 on Brunson.
No, he would not.
My God.
Anyway, what else do you want to talk about, Ross?
I don't know. I mean, we could talk about a few more things. I guess we could do picks. I guess we could see. So who you guys have? You have the Pacers in the East.
Pacers in 7.
It's fucking
all right. Who do you have in the West?
I have the Timberwolves in about 5.
In about 5.
I'm
gonna take.
He just literally pulled that out.
I'm gonna take the Celtics in. I'll say Celtics in 6. I think Indiana has one game where they just go nuclear offensively, and I think they have one game where they win at home. Cool. And then I think I'll go Timberwolves in 7.
Celtics in 5, Mavericks in 7.
Mavericks in 7 is crazy.
The Mavericks have the offensive power, and their defense. The Mavericks' defense has been really impressive in the postseason, and like going into it, but that's why it's like such great mid-season moves for the Mavs because, dude, that team was not good defensively, and maybe it's just like everyone's stepping up. Kyrie's been great defensively in the playoffs, although he struggled at times offensively. But yeah, PJ Washington, he's really helped set the tone for them. And,
100% physically too.
Let me ask you guys, what finals do you like? That was what you think will happen. What do you want to see?
I think I want to see that too.
Yeah, I think Celtics Mavs would be the one.
Oh, I want to see Celtics Timberwolves.
I want to see Celtics Timberwolves. I think that would be a really interesting finals.
I think Celtics Mavs would kind of be.
Well, it would be pretty cool to see. Celtics Mavs would be cool because you see Kyrie going against his old team. You know, he hasn't really won in Boston since he stomped on Lucky.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that, again, obviously you're claiming I'm a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
If the Celtics beat the Mavericks, it does more for Tatum than if they beat the.
How's that? How? That makes no sense.
Because I do think.
No, I agree with that because I think Tatum has the most pressure. That's a good thing too. Who do you guys think has the most pressure to win a championship out of these top players?
Tatum by 1,000,000%.
I agree.
Tatum has the most pressure to win. by far.
Because Ant's still young. He doesn't have to win.
Yeah, no,
you know?
Ant is probably still a year or so away.
I mean,
I think it's between Luka. I think it's between Luka and Tatum, because I think at the same time, Luka is held to a higher standard than even Tatum is. You know, people basically say he's a top 2 or 3 player in the league, and he's been to the Western Conference Finals. He hasn't had these great teams. Tatum's had better teams. But if Luka is this guy who could potentially be the best player in basketball, a championship, you know, if he makes to the finals, he has Kyrie. The team around him is starting to come together. So I think those two clearly, I think there's no the Pacers are playing with house money. The Timberwolves, they're not playing with house money, but
they're playing with house money more than you think.
Yeah, I don't think people. If you're a Timberwolves fan, you're super excited about how the season's going.
The only thing I would be worried about if I was a Timberwolves fan is the whole ownership thing, how it's gonna play out, and like what the fuck happens. Because Tim Connolly might be out of there.
Wasn't there rumors that they were gonna move?
I don't know if they're gonna move but supposedly Tim Connolly has an opt out after their GM who supposedly built this whole entire foundation has an opt out after this year or something that's insane if considering what the ownership situation is going with.
Crazy.
I think what was I gonna say? I think that the Timberwolves have nothing to lose, but also the fact that they're here now, you know, they kind of have a little pressure on them because I think they're the best.
They're definitely the hottest team. I think they're the team coming in with the most momentum. It's because beating the defending champs the way they did, coming back, you know, they're up 2-0, they lose 3 straight, they blow them out in Game 6, have this amazing comeback on the road in Game 7. They're the hottest team for sure. Celtics, I think it's also the Celtics not playing any good teams. I don't think it's a benefit.
Yeah,
I think being tested in these things and being able to build some momentum instead of steamrolling and I don't even think they had to try to beat the Cavs really. It felt that way.
It was pedestrian.
It's kind of like in baseball when those teams that have the 1 seed get a week off and they come back stale. Momentum is important, but
I definitely think this might sound crazy, but I think that the Timberwolves are closer to what the Pacers are, and I'm not saying in terms of as good of a team, but in them being a young team and them still not necessarily being there yet, and it's really based off of Ant. If Ant's not there, then I don't think so. What?
He's moaning into the mic.
No, I was trying to get the mic to catch something for the clips.
He was saying something really dumb, and I just caught it, and I heard him say it.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know.
You didn't even catch anything I just said. You're just trying to moan in the mic.
I'm gonna cut his audio on the last 5 minutes of the episode. Cut it.
But what were we talking about? The Timberwolves.
All right, good episode.